I think I'm ready to buy a house. What do I do now? I get this question a lot from friends who come from all walks of life. People who are single parents, people who are still living at home with their folks, people who are just tired of renting, all kinds of people. Everybody wants to buy a house with good reason. They've heard all kinds of tips and stories from family, friends, blogs, YouTubers, and anyone else they think might be giving them actual practical advice. But it's rare, even still, to find someone who can provide you with the numbers. Have no fear, I'm here with that information. How's it going, everybody? Jeff Grana with GPS Realty, here with another shot of honest guidance. So if you've ever been to a bar where you need to pay a cover charge to get in, this will be pretty easy to follow. I like to break the home purchase price down into two parts. One is the cover charge. That's the money that you have to bring with you before you walk into settlement. And two is the bar tab. The bar tab is the amount of money that you walk out of settlement owing. Your mortgage. That's the money that you're going to leave the bar with. Now, the difference, obviously, between a bar tab and a mortgage is that you're not allowed to finance your bar tab. But that's basically the way it works. So the cover charge is the cash that you have to come up with just to get in the front door. And this usually comes out to between 6 and 12% of the cost of a house. Commonly, this is made up of two costs. The down payment for your mortgage, everybody knows about that. You can get one for 0% down if you are VA, if you are a veteran, 3.5% down if you're a first-time home buyer, and anywhere between 5 and 10% down if you're seeking a 30-year fixed-rate conventional loan. Most people assume that you got to have 20% down just to get a loan, and it's just not true. Those down payment estimates could end up being higher if you have poor credit, just to let you know. The second part of that is that you'll have to have money for closing costs. That's just the money. It's like a transaction fee. The money to do the deal commonly comes out to between 2 and 2.5% per property. In a normal market, those are the only two costs you really need to worry about. In a crazy market like the one we've been seeing, where homes are going for over asking price, you need to have extra cash if winning a property means that you'll have to pay over the asking price. I'll tell you when we meet what you can expect as far as having to bring extra cash to the table. The bottom line is, if you are a first-time home buyer who is looking to buy a place for $400,000, if you come into the deal with between 25 and 35 grand, you'll be sitting pretty. Part two, the bar tab. So you're sitting on Zillow and you're surfing houses and you're wondering, can I afford this place? How do I know? What kind of house costs how much money? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You can go by something I like to call the 600 rule. The 600 rule states that you will pay $600 per $100,000 you borrow. So if you were to buy a $100,000 house, your total monthly payment would be somewhere near 600 bucks. So if you're surfing houses and you come across a house that is listed at 540,000, in order to ballpark what your payment will be, all you have to do is take 600 and multiply it by 5.4. If you're looking at a house that's worth $287,000, you would multiply 600 times 2.87. That's really all there is to it. That will get you pretty close to what your payment will end up being when you walk out of settlement. Now, a lot of people don't mind dealing with a higher monthly payment after they buy a house because it's their house. So they'll pay more for their house than they're willing to pay somebody else in rent, which is good. However, I always advise my clients on the conservative side. The last thing I want is for you to finally get into the bar and not be able to afford the drinks. So here's an easy way to get an idea if you can afford that $3,000 a month payment that you are estimating. The way to do that is to live like your payment actually is $3,000 a month. Let's say your current payment is $2,300 per month, and you're wondering if you can afford a payment somewhere near $3,000. You'll pay your $2,300 a month rent payment like normal on time. Then you'll pay the extra $700 into a separate bank account for like 6 or 12 months. Or you don't have to stick it into a bank account. You could stick it off to the side. I don't care what you do with it. If you can live your life without having to touch the money that you're putting aside, then you can safely afford that $3,000 per month payment. If you start feeling like you're drowning, maybe you're not quite ready yet. As an added bonus, after 12 months, let's say if you've got a $700 difference. After 12 months, you've just saved yourself $8,400 to put towards your own down payment. So, big takeaways. There are two parts. There is the cover charge and the bar tab. The cover charge is what you need to walk into settlement with. The bar tab, quote unquote bar tab, is what you're going to walk out of settlement with. That's your mortgage. The cover charge usually costs between 6 and 12% of a home's cost, so you can factor that in when you're planning. And the bar tab can be estimated ahead of time by using the 600 rule. There's a lot more to each of these topics as far as options go. There are nuances that your lender will be able to help you with. Contact me directly with any questions at all. I am happy to share anything I know for free. I'm not here to gatekeep the process. I want you to know what's going on and feel confident in your decision. Once again, Jeff Grana, GPS Realty. It's a pleasure to speak with you. Take care.